Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United's game against Brighton this weekend has been postponed due to COVID. Now recently, Manchester United were hit with 19 new COVID cases. Yesterday, Manchester United's first team players returned to training as the Carrington training ground reopened. Revert back to Monday, Manchester United shut their Carrington training ground because of COVID, and Manchester United's game against Brentford got postponed. So Manchester United have had 2 games postponed, not even within a week. Now I wanted the game against Brighton to go ahead because it would have been a good game. Brighton, they recently lost to Wolves 1-0, but despite that, Brighton have enjoyed a pretty good season to their standards. You know, Brighton have got some very good players in their team. Obviously, Brighton have got Neil Maupay, he's a good player. He's got COVID. Brighton have also got Aaron Connolly. They've also got Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck is out with injury at the moment. You know, Danny Welbeck is a former Manchester United player. Brighton have also got Leonardo Trossard, who's a good player. Brighton have also got Tariq Lamptey, that's a good defender. They've also got Bissouma. You know, if this game would have gone ahead, obviously Bissouma wouldn't have been available because he is suspended. Brighton have also got Adam Lallana. You know, he's a former Liverpool player. Lallana's just come back from injury not so long ago. Brighton have also got Pascal Gross. He's another one that's got COVID. Brighton have also got Steele. He's another one that's got COVID. And Brighton have also got another player that's got COVID. They've also got Lewis Dunk. That's a very good centre-half. Lewis Dunk is out with injury at the moment. They've also got Veltman. He recently picked up an injury. They've also got Adam Webster. He's out with injury at the moment. They've also got Daniel Byrne. They've also got Stephen Alze. He come back from injury not so long ago. Brighton have also got Shane Duffy as well. He didn't play against Wolves recently because he was suspended. So there you go. There are quite a few of the players that Brighton have got. Revert back to last summer. Brighton lost Ben White. He went to Arsenal. Brighton did get £50 million for him. Brighton also lost Glenn Murray. The Brighton manager is Graham Potter. He's been Brighton manager for over 2.5 years. Before Brighton, he managed Östersund and Swansea. Obviously, Manchester United beat Brighton last season 2-1 at Old Trafford. Obviously, Manchester United have got players missing at the moment. You know, Lindelof had to come off in the game against Norwich because Lindelof was suffering breathing problems and chest pains. Ralph Rangnick did confirm that Lindelof is okay. And Wan-Bissaka, he came off injured in the 1-1 draw against Young Boys. Varane, he's still out with a hamstring injury. If the game against Brighton would have gone ahead, it did say that Varane could have made his return. Pogba, he's still out with a thigh injury. Pogba is out for the rest of the year, but I'm hearing he's stepping up his recovery because Pogba recently come back from Dubai. Cavani, he's still out with injury, but he's close to returning. Martial, he picked up an injury not so long ago. So they're the injuries Manchester United have got. Matic, he's had a cold, and Juan Mata is out with illness. You know, Manchester United have won their last 3 Premier League games in a row. Ralph Rangnick has enjoyed a good start to his managerial career at Manchester United. So far, he's unbeaten, and reflecting on the win against Norwich last weekend, that was back-to-back wins in the Premier League for Rangnick. Rangnick is Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then after that, it said Rangnick will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. If Rangnick does well as the interim manager, there's a chance that he'll get the Man United job on a permanent basis. Now, Rangnick has been given a £100 million transfer budget for January. He can get quite a few players out of that, and I've already said that Rangnick needs to heavily invest if he is to succeed as Manchester United manager. Now, there's quite a few players Man United are interested in. Now, obviously, earlier on today, I gave you the news on Erling Haaland. Man United are currently only the serious bidder for Erling Haaland, but must qualify for the Champions League if they are to get Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland has a £64 million release clause. He's under contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2024. Amadou Haidara, he could be the first signing of the Ralph Rangnick era. Amadou Haidara admits that he's a Manchester United fan and he loves Cristiano Ronaldo. Earlier on in the season, Rangnick said that he wants Amadou Haidara as his first signing at Manchester United. Amadou Haidara has a £33 million release clause. Rangnick knows him well because Rangnick used to manage RB Leipzig. Manchester United have also been interested in Antonio Rudiger. Now, Rangnick has a good relationship with Rudiger's agent and brother, so that's beneficial. Revert back to the other day, Rudiger reportedly rejected a contract extension offer at Chelsea. Rudiger's current contract at Chelsea expires at the end of the season. Sky Sports News did mention that Manchester United have entered the race for Rudiger. Real Madrid have also held talks with Rudiger, and Bayern Munich and PSG have expressed an interest. Rudiger has been at Chelsea since 2017. He's made 110 appearances in the Premier League for Chelsea. Chelsea paid around £29 million for him from Roma. It'd be a good signing for Man United because Rudiger and Varane would complement each other very well in our back line. Frankie de Jong, Manchester United have also been interested in him, but I've disregarded Frankie de Jong coming because the other day Frankie de Jong's father did admit that Man United have a disadvantage in the transfer pursuit because of the bad weather. Barcelona got Frankie de Jong from Ajax back in 2019 for around £65 million. Jude Bellingham and Calvin Phillips have also been on Rangnick's agenda, and the other week John McGinn was also mentioned. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Now, I want to give you some news on Dean Henderson. So according to Fabrizio Romano, Dean Henderson wants to leave Manchester United in January to get more game time. Now, Dean Henderson doesn't really get in goal because revert back to last summer, David De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. Henderson has only made 2 appearances so far this season. We'll revert back to earlier on in the season. Henderson was out with COVID for a while. Towards the end of last season, Henderson got the number 1 jersey, and Henderson did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. You know, he made some good saves and his distribution was also very good. Henderson has got that experience behind him because he did endure 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's also had other loan spells before. Before the start of last season, Henderson signed a 6-year contract to Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. Quite a few players are going to leave Manchester United next year. I think Jones and Bailly are leaving the club next year. I think there's a good chance that our second choice fullbacks, Tellez and Dalot, will leave next year. I think there's a good chance Matic will leave next year because Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he still seems to get his opportunities. I've always had my reservations about Matic because he's always been a static midfielder and he's ageing up. As far as I know, Matic is the only predominant centre defensive midfielder that Man United have got, but surprisingly he's been ahead of Van der Beek in our midfield. Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 for £40 million. Paul Pogba, if he leaves next year, I think he'll leave in the summer. I can't see him leaving in January, midway through the season. Not so long ago, Ralph Rangnick said he will not try to convince Paul Pogba to stay at Manchester United if he wants to go. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Revert back to the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract offer. Like I said, Pogba's not available at the moment. He's out with a thigh injury, but he's been a big miss because revert back towards the start of the season, Pogba was in scintillating form. He's got 7 assists so far in the league this season, and revert back towards the end of last season, Pogba produced good performances. At one point last season, Pogba was out with a thigh injury for a while and he sustained a couple of ankle injuries at Man United. Pogba's had a long-running transfer saga. He's been relentlessly linked with Real Madrid. His former club Juventus have been in for him. He did endure 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. You know, PSG have been in for him. Barcelona have been in for him. And Inter Milan have been in for him before. Paul Pogba's agent Mino Raiola has been working hard now for quite some time to get his client to move away from the football club. This season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and Pogba's Man United's most expensive signing at the moment because Man United did pay £89 million for him. We had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. Van der Beek, there's a good chance that he'll leave in January, because Van der Beek's just not getting enough starts at Man United. And I said the only way Man United can persuade Van der Beek to stay, and that's if he gets the opportunities he's been demanding under Ralf Rangnick, because revert back to the Solskjaer era, Van der Beek was very frustrated because he wasn't getting enough opportunities. Did you know that Van der Beek has only scored 2 goals for the club? You know, Van der Beek's been a Manchester United player for over a year and a half, and this season's been his 2nd full season at Man United. Man United got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million. With add-ons included. Van der Beek's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's also an option of a further year. You know, Van der Beek's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Jesse Lingard, I think he'll be leaving next year. Lingard doesn't really get in our team. Lingard's only started 2 games this season. Now, the last time I heard Newcastle were in for him, it said Newcastle were preparing a contract offer. Revert back to earlier on in the season, it said West Ham want to re-sign Lingard. Well, at the second half of last season, Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. And I heard earlier on this season that Lingard wants to go abroad. The BBC said earlier on this season that Lingard's future at Man United is in doubt after talks over a new contract collapsed. His current contract at Man United expires, next summer. If Man United sell Lingard next month, Man United will get around £10 million for him. Lingard's been part of Manchester United for a long time. He's in up our academy. He's had his good periods at Man United. He's also had his bad periods. Juan Mata, will offload him next year. His contract at Man United expires next summer because revert back to earlier on in the year. Juan Mata signed a 1-year contract extension. I can't understand why we extended his contracts for the further year because Juan Mata doesn't really get in the team, plus he's ageing up and he's lost that yard of pace. But despite that, Mata's had a good career at Man United. He's made over 200 appearances in all competitions and he's scored over 50 goals for Man United. Plus, Juan Mata's been at Man United for 8 years, so he's been a long-serving player. Man United got Juan Mata from Chelsea back in 2014 for around £40 million. We brought Mata in under the David Moyes era. Anthony Martial, the news on him. Revert back to last Friday, Martial's agent confirmed that Anthony Martial wants to leave Manchester United in January. Because Martial is demanding more game time. He's getting nowhere near enough game time at Man United. He's only started, 2 games in the league this season. I'm hearing that Juventus want Martial on loan. He said not so long ago that Atletico Madrid are keen on the swap deal for Martial, and I heard not so long ago that Barcelona are in for him, and I heard that Newcastle are favourites to get him. Ralf Rangnick revealed that he's not spoken with Martial. Rangnick told Martial to speak with him directly if he wants to leave. Martial's only enjoyed one good season at Man United, and that was his debut season under Van Gaal. Martial has scored 79 goals in 268 appearances in all competitions. He's been a Manchester United player for around 6.5 years now, and he's got 3 years left on his contract. Man United paid an initial fee of 36 million for Martial from Monaco back in 2015, and Edison Cavani, I think he's also leaving next year. And Amad Diallo, I think he'll be going out on loan next year. So there you go. I can assure at the end of the season that Manchester United will get a permanent manager. Like I said earlier on in the video, if Rangnick does well, he could be the next permanent manager. Eric Ten Hag, I heard that he's the favourite to become Man United's next permanent manager. We'll revert back to earlier on this season. It did say that Eric Ten Hag is said to be interested in the Man United job. And Ajax will not stand in his way if he wants to leave at the end of the season. Now, revert back to the other week, Edwin van der Sar spoke about Man United's interest in Eric Ten Hag, and Edwin van der Sar believes Eric Ten Hag could leave Ajax in the summer. Revert back to the other week, Roberto Mancini was also mentioned. Earlier on the season, Brendan Rodgers was linked with a permanent role at Man United, and Pochettino has also been mentioned. Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson. Manchester United sacked David Moyes after 10 months. Man United finished 7th under the Moyes era. That's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. Then Man United sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, is it? Man United won the FA Cup under Van Gaal. Then Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he did win 3 trophies in his first season. And over 3 weeks ago now, Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer following the 4-1 defeat to Watford. Solskjaer was Manchester United manager for almost 3 years. But like I say, no one's going to replicate what Ferguson did at Manchester United. Ferguson's the greatest manager of all time. Ferguson won 30-odd trophies at Man United, including 13 Premier League titles. So reflecting on that, he brought success to the club. But Ferg didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Ferguson was Manchester United manager for around 26 years, so reflecting on that, he was a long-serving manager. The only mistake Ferguson made was recommending David Moyes in when he retired, but the reasons he did that is because they were both Scottish, and obviously Ferguson seemed to have a lot of time for Moyes. But before Ferguson, Man United weren't that good because weren't good under Ron Atkinson, weren't good under Wilf McGuinness, weren't good under Franco Farrell, got relegated under Franco Farrell back in the 1970s, which is 40-odd years ago now. But like I say, Manchester United must have spent over £1 billion since Ferguson retired. Man United must have brought a good 40-odd players in since Ferguson retired. So anyway, the games against Brentford and Brighton will be rearranged. Manchester United's next game is against Newcastle on the 27th of December. I'm hoping that game can go ahead. Not only Man United's games have been postponed, there's been a lot of other games that have been postponed as well because of COVID. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.